Have you ever been in the middle of a sentence and just completely lost your train of thought? Yeah, that was me. All day, every day. My days were ruled by a heavy brain fog, and my energy would completely flatline by 2 p.m. I just figured this was my new normal. I'd find myself staring at my computer screen, unable to string a coherent thought together. And the idea of hitting the gym after work was absolutely impossible. So I decided to try a 30-day experiment with 4 specific supplements that, to be honest, I was pretty skeptical about. But I was tired of feeling tired. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I took, what the science actually says about them, and how the results were so undeniable, they completely changed my daily routine. I was looking for a combination that could tackle energy and mental clarity from different angles. This one was new to me, but the concept was fascinating. Mitolyn is designed to support our mitochondria, the tiny engines in our cells that produce pretty much all of our energy. As we get older, or from stress, our mitochondrial function can decline, leading to fatigue. Mitolyn often contains ingredients like coenzyme Q10 and PQQ, which are being studied for their potential to boost cellular energy and protect cells from stress. I was mixing powders, taking pills, and thinking, well, this is a giant waste of money. I wasn't any sharper. My energy was still nosediving in the afternoon, and my skepticism was peaking. I almost quit, but I promised myself the full 30 days. The only tiny thing I noticed was maybe a little less muscle soreness after a workout, which I figured was the magnesium. This was my direct, if a little experimental attack on my low energy setup, my anti-brain fog stack. Of course not. But they made a huge difference with the 2 things that were dragging me down the most. That constant brain fog and killer fatigue. And you should always talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement regimen. What's your experience been with trying to beat brain fog or low energy? Let me know down in the comments. And if you found this little experiment helpful, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into health and wellness. For me, the combination of supporting my brain with omega-3s south, calming my system with magnesium, laying a good foundation with collagen, and boosting my cellular energy with Mitolyn really worked. It was way more subtle. I just noticed that my mornings felt easier. The mental sludge I used to have to wade through every morning felt thinner. I was clearing out my inbox in half the time because I was on rereading the same sentence 5 times. By the end of week 2, I had this moment where I realized it was 3 p.m. and I hadn't even thought about a second cup of coffee. That afternoon slump that used to completely derail my day was still there, but it felt more like a gentle dip than a full-on cliff dive. I also noticed I was falling asleep faster and waking up less during the night. Our brains are made up of about 60% fat and omega-3 south, especially one called DHA, are key structural components of our brain cells. While the jury is still out on whether they provide a huge cognitive boost to already healthy adults, some studies suggest they can help support brain health, especially for memory and attention. I know what you're thinking. Isn't that for skin and joints? Yes, and that's a fantastic bonus. But I chose it because I was interested in the gut-brain axis theory. Collagen is loaded with amino acids that are important for repairing tissues, including the gut lining. The idea is that a healthier, less inflamed gut could lead to a clearer head. So this felt like a foundational piece of the puzzle. My hope was just to give my brain the basic building blocks it needs to function well. The persistent brain fog had lifted. I could actually articulate my thoughts in meetings without that frustrating feeling of searching for the right word. My energy levels felt stable all day long, not a hyper-jittery energy, but a calm, steady presence. I just felt more like myself. The biggest surprise was my mood. I felt more resilient and less irritable, which was a side effect I wasn't even looking for. My skin also looked a bit more hydrated and healthy, which was a nice, visible bonus from the collagen. Alright, so what was in this 4-part stack? Believe me, I didn't just pull these out of a hat. First up is omega-3 south. My diet isn't always the greatest, and I know for a fact I don't eat enough fatty fish. Next, I added magnesium. This mineral is a powerhouse involved in over 300 processes in the body, including energy production and nerve function. A lot of people don't get enough magnesium from their diet, and lower levels have been linked to fatigue and that stressed out, scattered feeling. My goal here was to improve my stress resilience and hopefully get some better sleep, which I knew was a huge drain on my energy. Third, I went with collagen powder. And the final piece, my wild card, was a supplement called Mitolyn, the 30-day journey. What actually happened? So I took this stack every single day for a full month. And I'm going to give you the honest and goodness breakdown of what it felt like. Week 1, the adjustment for the first week or so, I felt nothing. Seriously, weeks 2 to 3, the shift around day 10, something subtle started to change. It wasn't a jolt of energy like you'd get from an espresso shot. Week 4, the new normal. By that last week, I couldn't ignore it anymore. Conclusion, look, did these 4 supplements magically fix every problem in my life? Now, this was my personal experience. It was so important to remember that supplements aren't a magic bullet. They couldn't replace a healthy diet and an active lifestyle. But now, I want to hear from you. Have you tried any of these?